Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Lions League podcast. I'm joined here today by uh, Chase of Team Sage Plus Four Actors,
Hello.
Trepi of Team Pagpag Patapim,
Yep.
Chess from Team Sugar Babies,
Hello.
and Aozenith from Team Iono Girlfriend.
Hello.
So we are here for the playoff for bracket predictions. Where, as some of you might have seen the announcement, we have them on challenge. Any of you can go open the link, submit your predictions, and you get a score based on how many you get right at the end of the tournament. Top place or top place, few places if it's tied. We have a special prize will be announced later from Emilia. But for now, just gonna get into it. So I want to start with Aozenith actually. This is Aozenith's bracket predictions. Aozenith, do you want to say anything about them?
I know literally no one in the C community besides Mercel at a basic level. So I kind of press random buttons with us winning. I
that's pretty funny.
just press red.
Yes.
Do you have any opinions about the teams you faced at least? Like Don't Ban Tinker and the other one should be Team Heiki. What are your thoughts on either of those teams?
Team Heki, we haven't fought as a full team yet, like at all.
Okay.
And Don't Ban Tinker felt pretty easy to fight, to be honest.
Easy. Even though you lost the first game?
There's fucking trolls. I had to yell at them so they can lock in for the next two games.
I heard a lot about the house and the yelling. Like RB's mentioned that at some point when you guys start rolling, you yell at them and you keep them locked in.
Yes.
He said it's very helpful.
Yes. That is true.
Any words to say to any of your future opponents? Anything you want to
say? Which one? Team Hacky?
No, like your so any of them. Who you think you're gonna face?
Oh, I have no fucking clue who I end up facing.
Sugar Babies is Masami's team. I'll give you the. You go to the team.
That's next.
Once again, I'll just give you this. You can go to the channel there. You can scroll up and look through the team names. You might recognize some names, maybe.
Sugar Babies has Mercelmere. I shall beat them.
All right. Mercelmere, be prepared. I was in the sword to get you. I think we can move on to the next one then. Don't have much to say. Trepi, your turn.
So with my bracket prediction, it's just me, my team having a lower run, and at the same time having Group A winning their matches with the caveat of Flygon's Group B as well, and having them lose in the first round would make them more locked in. And by the end of the on the lower bracket finals, I have Arthur's teams losing, then kind of locking in, and then beating my team to ultimately win the championship. So that's my predictions.
Any team in particular? Anything in particular you want to say anything about? Any team you want to watch? Tell people to watch out for?
Let's see. All right. Team Heki has this is Slayer's team, right?
Yes, Slayer's team. Team Heki is the Slayer.
Yep. I think they got a massive upgrade with their new mid player. By no means they will be an easy opponent. Most of their fights will be probably 2-1 whoever.
Yeah.
As well as, well, since I feel like Arthur's teams is the best, so they gonna win. And obviously, I don't want my team to lose to them, so I'm beating them. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think my team can lose to them. Like, I think my team, like, I think the hardest opponents are Sugar, Sage, and four actors, May, and as well as Ayan OGF. And after that, I don't. I'm not sure. Like, in your teams, like Fragon, like, because I my mid can beat your mid most of the time, I feel. And since, like, I'm not sure if you're gonna do role swapping, but like, you can get online, but very much later. Like, that's why most of your wins are comeback wins. So I don't think team is strong, but not on the same level as the top three for me, I think. Yeah. So that's why, and having a week off and facing INOGF would ultimately cause your downfall, something like that.
That's fair. You want to try giving like score predictions? You know all the teams. You want to try like predicting the scores for each game? You want to try that?
All right. The Sage for Actors in Team Heki is 2-1 only because, oh no. No, this is a 2-0 for me.
Oh, two
I thought
oh.
it was Sugar because Sugar teams tend to have a troll game in between. All right. So
Okay.
that's 2-0. Uh where are you gonna put that somewhere?
No, it's I'll just note it down somewhere. It's fine.
All right. Sugar Ayano GF. This is 2-1 with Sugar winning.
Okay.
And Sugar versus or that down.
The
Let's
lower bracket
let's
first.
just finish the top
Okay.
first,
Okay.
and then we go down. Sugar versus uh Sage. Sage is 2-1 here.
H2-1
And
sugar. Okay.
then on the lower bracket, my team 2-0 on Don't Ban Tinker. Mostly because I think, I'm not sure if it's true, but like you said, they are kind of tilting. All right. And then the next is with Team Heki. I also say I'll think this is like 2-0 for us. INOGF and your team, this is 2-1 INOGF. And the next is 2-1 for us here. And then Sugar Baby is gonna 2-0 us. The finals is like what? How many games?
BO5.
Best of five. 3-1 Sugar Babies.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Right.
Right. Next, we'll have chess. Time for you to do yours.
Yeah, so one disclaimer, I think all the teams are like very good in this tournament. And I think a lot of the teams have changed since like the league games, like the before playoff, pre-playoff games.
Yeah.
Especially like teams like Team Heiki, for example, where they got a mid laner to replace Plutoski, and then Plutoski's back at one. I think that team leveled up quite a lot, to be honest, because everyone's sort of in a comfortable role. And I think in this kind of tournaments, I think it's the most important to have everyone in like a role they enjoy, you know. And I also think Valone, maybe his team also changes things up. We don't know. So it's like a bit of a question mark. And also Pagpag Trepi's team. I think his team is also very strong, but maybe they had some kind of throws / mental problems in the games, not really Dota issues. So yeah. So I think like all the upper bracket games are going to be kind of close. Like I think we can beat INOGF, RB's team, but it could be a close game. Like I think we have a history of messing up like one game in our series every time. So we'll have to see. And I think even Sage versus Team Heiki is like very close. I just think that Team Heiki has much stronger lanes in some situations, especially if they like draft rate. I think they can really like come ahead in lanes. And Sage team is good at like recovering, and they're like pretty stable team, I think, overall. But they can maybe struggle a bit, if the lanes go really bad and the game gets a bit more chaotic than they used to. And other than that, I think if Heiki plays us, I think I don't know. I think again the series is very close. Like I don't know. I can't really rate Heiki because we haven't like played against them, and they've also got a full new roster, sort of like roles and
I've seen
everything.
them play the tiebreakers and the last few.
Yeah, like I've casted their games, and I think they're quite strong. But and I think they're very solid. Like especially if they kind of get what they want from the draft, like like Johnch and Jave kind of get to play their own game and like run around. I think they're a very strong team. So we'll have to look out for that, I guess. And INOGF Sage, I think Sage team is a little better than INOGF's team just because I think INOGF has a bit of a weak offlane, just MMR wise, not no like personal hate or anything. So I think that lane can get really punished, and I think Skeeter can like keep up with RB, right? So I think that should be a good matchup for them.
Yeah.
Trepi's, and like I said, I think Trepi's team can beat Donba and Tinker because I think Donba and Tinker relies a bit too much on Knightley kind of doing things for them. And in games where Knightley doesn't find that, that giga momentum where he's just like winning all 3 lanes and roaming around and doing things, they kind of fall short. They feel like they don't really know what to do on the map and they don't group up and do things together. So I think just from an MMR diff, they might shut down Knightley and then the game becomes very difficult for them. And Sage's team, I think, is just a bit more mentally stable compared to Pagpag Patapim. I think they can maybe kind of throw games sometimes, and I think Sage's team also throws games. They threw against us, right? But I think they're more likely to like be more consistent overall, which is why I rate them over Trepi's team.
Okay.
And then INOGF, I would say is INOGF versus Sage. Yeah, sorry, I already said this. So I think Skeeter can keep up with RB, and their offlane's a bit weak. And then I have to be a little biased, so I would say we'd beat Sage's team. We've played them in scrims, and we played them like a series as well. And I think we're pretty evenly matched. Like I think we both have flaws, and I think we both have strengths. So I think anyone can kind of win that series. So yeah, I think Heiki, Chase, Sage's team, sorry, and I think these and our team, I think are the 3 like teams that can kind of like win. I would say. But to be honest, like anyone can win. I think all the teams are good.
Yeah, okay. You want to try giving the scores as well for these games? You want to try like the 2-1, 2-0, or whatever?
I'd honestly say 2-1 for most games, man. Just because like people mess up in drafts and people just make some kind of game-losing mistakes early. It kind of happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes the games
will be
just
2-0. Let's say anything you think it'll be 2-0. What do you think all are going to be 2-1s?
See, if Team Valone doesn't change anything up, I would say they get 2-0.
Okay.
But I don't know what like they're going to go with. Because I think the main issue with that team is that Valone is not really like, pushing his weight. I think that G and Valone lane is not doing enough. I think they need to win their lane more. And because they're pretty high rank, right? They're 8K, 7K.
Yeah.
And they're losing lanes to like people they should definitely not. Like, I can understand if you like don't win your lane hard, but they're not even like coming close to winning lanes. So it's like kind of rough, So if they figure that part out and maybe change some roles, I think they can do stuff. But if they don't, then I would say they get 2-0.
Okay.
And I think all the other games are probably like 2-1s, man.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Finals, I don't know, bro. I'll just say 3-1 or 3-2 or something. I'll say 3-1 because long series, generally, people get kind of exhausted and start choking a lot. So whichever team will get momentum probably just can take it, I think.
That's fair. Thanks for your insight. Yeah. Finally, Chase, it's your turn.
Hello, guys. So this is my bracket. It may look a little different from everyone else's, which I think is probably a good thing. It shows that there's like a healthy belief in many different teams. Doesn't feel like there's like any particular like super standout team. However, I will explain my brackets. So in the first series between Team Heiki and my team, I believe that when it comes to our matchups, while we haven't played each other, I think we match up pretty well against them and their lanes, because their strong lane happens to be the off lane, but we also have a very strong safe lane. And when it comes to the mid lane matchup, I feel that we'll have like better support rotations just because of the outcome of the lanes. So I think we're gonna 2-0 them. And then when it comes to Sugar Babies and Aya and GF, this was kind of a toss up for me because I felt that like both teams are pretty strong, and their team constructions were like very. I would say they're similar but different because on the one hand, Sugar Babies has like I think Sugar Babies has a stronger carry of this what's it called this series matchup, but I also think that IOGF has like slightly better like team coordination, and they also have like the support favorability, which usually tends to help out in the side lanes. So it'll be really up to I think like how Sugar Babies lanes go. If Sugar Babies lanes, you know, win, I think that Sugar Babies can win this series. But I'm leaning more towards IGF. Put them as thing. Put them 2-1.
I think you're lagging a bit.
When it comes,
Is it
oh,
me or I think one of us is lagging? Somebody else come from?
What, sorry?
It's
Seems okay
he's
for
asking
me.
if I'm lagging.
No, I
Seems
think
okay, I think. Might be
No,
you,
it's
yeah.
my end then. Give me a minute, sorry.
Unfortunately.
Classic.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, can you repeat that, sorry?
Oh,
Which
so
one?
what I was saying was I think it will be a 2-1. I think it's quite a toss-up between INOGF and Sugar Babies, but I think INOGF will edge it out in the end. I think what's it called? The Aussie connection between Mercel and Aozenith will show up a bit more. But I feel like in this tournament at least, it feels like Aozenith has had like the bigger impact on terms of like his team's wins. So I think that will give them the edge in the end. And beat Sugar Babies 2-1. And when it comes to I'm gonna go down to the lower bracket and talk about Dopan Tinker versus Pagpag. Unlike the other teams, what's it called? Other people, I don't think that Dopan Tinker will lose because they're tilted. I just think that Pagpag is a very bad matchup for them. Because I think, like what Chess said, Dopan Tinker kind of relies very heavily on like winning their lanes and then snowballing off of that. But I feel like Pagpag is a team that like they're only like they may have many weaknesses, but it's definitely not laning. I feel like Pagpag is going to like win the lanes, and I think once he gets past lanes, I favor Pagpag a bit more than Doman Tinker. So I actually think this will be a 2-0 for Pagpag. And now moving on to the Sage plus Proactive versus INOGF game. We haven't played them in scrims or anything, so I actually don't know exactly how we match up against each other. But I do feel we have relatively similar what's it called lane matchups, but our offlane will like a bit trump their offlane. So I think in the end like we'll win in like a 2-1 fashion against INOGF because I feel like we're gonna have one game in which we get surprised by the draft, and once we recover from that, we'll be able to close it out. Going down to the lower bracket, I have Sugar Babies versus Vlone in Nico's Curry Parlor. Now I don't know if this will happen, but I'm expecting just because I know that Nico is not like someone who Nico and Glenn are not people who will just sit by. I'm expecting that like there will be some role swaps by Vlone and Nico's Curry Parlor. So this is a big assumption. I don't know. Maybe they won't do it, and the Flygon Nuga lane training arc will pay off. Maybe that's the other thing that could happen. But I'm expecting them to have like some sort of like redemption arc, and that's why I have them beating Sugar Babies. But I do think it will probably be like a 2-1 series because there will probably be some draft shenanigans. Because I feel like Sugar Babies is one of those teams where if you don't draft properly against them, they can beat you just purely off of the draft. Now, going down to Team Heiki versus Pagpag, I favor Team Heiki here, just because I do think this is another close series, by the way, because I think their playstyles are very juxtaposed. Because on the one hand, Team Heiki is a team that loses lanes and then just wins off of their really good game plan, as well as like just stellar like what's it called team fighting. They're a bit similar to Team Spirit if we're just doing like a pro comparison. Now, of course, like that's a bit of a stretch, but I'm just trying to give like a reference. Whereas Pagpag, I think, is a team that wins lanes, but then loses because of their lack of a game plan. So I think that this is a very close series. I think it'll go 2-1. It'll go to distance. It'll be like 2 60-minute games or something. And Team Heiki will win the 2 60-minute games. And they'll lose the one that goes like 30 minutes. And then I think Team Heiki will be a bit too tired off of that 3-game series. I know there will be like a week in between, but that series will probably give Vila and Nico's Curry Parlor, or whoever wins between Sugar Babies and Vila's in their Curry Parlor, the the information they need in order to defeat Heiki. Because I feel like Pagpag will like really test the limits of Heiki, and this will really give them the edge in the victory. And then in the INOGF versus Velo and Nico's Curry Parlor, the next one, I think at this point they would have built like the 3-game momentum, or like I guess 2 series momentum going in, which whatever like lineup they have, and I think because of that momentum, they're gonna beat INOGF. I think it will be a 2-0 just because of the momentum factor. Because it would have been, I'm assuming, if we look at the other bracket, it would be like 2 or 3 weeks since INOGF played a game.
Something like that.
I'm assuming
Should be
that's
around
the
2
time
weeks.
difference between those two. And so because Velo and Nico's Career Parlor will be like red hot at this point, they'll win this series 2-0.
Should be around
And now
2
in the
weeks, you're
finals,
right.
I have my team winning because obviously, I believe in my team. I think we're the strongest team, so that's why I have us winning. But I think this will either be a 3-2 series or a 3-0 series, going either way. And I'm just gonna say tentatively that it's a 3-2 series win for Sage plus 4 actors. I think it'll go the distance.
Or to clarify one thing, sorry. This was a 2-1 or 2-0, the Vilon Hig.
I think between Velo and Team Heiki, I think this will be a 2-0 because
Okay.
just because of the momentum and the fact that they'll have like the draft advantage going into the series, I think.
And might as well throw mine in while we're here. I think am I the only one who has my team winning? Yes, I am.
Yes.
No one believes in me. Wow. I wonder why.
Nice got one question, Flagon, before you start.
You can ask. I'm not
Who
sure
draws
you'll
for your
answer.
team?
Yeah.
Sorry, question. Who draws for your team?
Who drafts? It was Vilon until now. Probably will be Vilon. I'm not sure. But it's mostly run as
Okay.
a team, as in like everyone gives input. It's not like one guy drafting and everyone being quiet. It's mostly like one guy clicks the button and everyone drafts together. It's like the higher ranked players are more of a say in it, as you might imagine. Like me and Nuga
Okay.
basically we just talk about our own heroes mostly. And the other players discuss the overall like draft and what they get. So it's mostly a 3-man show, I guess.
No, I was just curious. Thanks.
Finally, for mine, so one thing we all seem to have in common is that I'll start with the lower bracket. That's one we all seem to have exactly the same. I have Pagpag 2-0 Domba and Tinker as well. I don't. What do you say? Like I had higher hopes for Domba and Tinker, and then I saw the playoffs, like the tiebreaker, sorry, and they didn't really perform as well as they thought they would. Seems like they're sort of running out of steam. Pagpag Abyss is finally not playing on a Steam Deck. He finally is going to net cafes and he's finally practicing. I believe, I hope. So I think the team is finally going to bounce back. And also, I think that the groups were a bit imbalanced. I think all the strong teams got put into Group A. Like maybe I'll be proven wrong by the actual results, but I think it seems from watching the games and from general idea, I feel like that's what's happened. So I think that all the Group A teams in general are just going to be favored if they're playing against a Group B team. So I have like Pagpag 2-0 Dunba and Tinker. That's my first one. And Heiki versus H4 actors. I think this is the game where Heiki gets found out. I'm going to say. I want to say like this is finally the game where they don't give Plutoski a free lane. I was like the last series he got pretty much free lane both games I feel. I don't think Chase and Miguel will give him the free lane. And I think once that gets exposed, it's going to be on Jonch and Todd to carry the game sort of, but at the same time, we also have like the high rank lane in the top lane. I think Skater Prime will hold his lane, might even win his lane. So I'm not sure they won't have the lane momentum. I'm not sure if they'll actually be able to play the mid game at all. I feel like they're going to get shut out of the game and the game's going to end in 2 30-minute games or whatever, and it's going to be a 2-0 for Sage 4 actors. Sugar Babies, I Own a Girlfriend. This one, for me the biggest problem. This one is I'm not sure what RB is going to or what we're going to see from RB in the series, because we've joked about it, we memed about it, but it's looking like we ban out the TB and it doesn't get Meepo either. It's looking very suspect on the role. He's like doesn't look like a 13-point player sometimes. Like his draw, for example, was very sussy and other kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure what Sugar Baby's plan is for I Know Girlfriend in the draft. Like I think if RB gets Tinker, they're gonna RB gets TB, they're gonna win that game. But I'm not sure they'll give RB TB. Then, but like also like you said, Sugar Babies. Other people mentioned Sugar Babies also tends to like have, if they win one game, they get cocky and they pick some weird heroes in the game 2 and they throw that game. So, and like if they throw game 2, they might end up losing game 3 as well sometimes because you can't control all your games. So I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be a 2-1 either way. Just going to give it to Sugar Babies because I trust Arthur more than I trust RB. So 2-1 Sugar Babies, but this is going to be a close one. Lower bracket. My team going to win. My team's going to 2-0 every series. Let's put it out there. No contest. We're gonna show us. We're gonna come back strong and hard. We're gonna win everything. We're not gonna drop a game. Very bold prediction, but yeah, maybe it's a bit overconfidence. Maybe it's a bit too biased, but yeah. And Heiki versus Pagpag. This will be another interesting game. I think Heiki is a bit unfortunate. Like they got their power up, but then they faced they're facing against all the strong teams. They don't get a break. They play against Sage 4 Actors and they get against Pagpag, who's like on a rebound, coming very strong in. I think Heiki is going to be a bit unfortunate. And like this like Sage 4 Actors, another team is going to win all 3 lanes. And I think Heiki is not going to get a chance to play these games. I feel like Pagpag won't be throwing their game from the mid game anymore, hopefully. And if that happens, I don't see Heiki coming back from losing their lanes. So another 2-0 for Pug, another 0-2 loss for Heiki in my opinion. And lower bracket, Vilon versus Pagpag, 2-0 again. I think I have to call my Ritsu, my Water Boy Ritsu. I had to call him back. We're gonna 2-0 them again. So sorry, Treppy. And Sugar Baby versus Vilonic. I think it's gonna be another close series. I think we can maybe get our revenge here for losing to them in the group stage. But I think this one actually might be a 2-1, depending on how it goes. Because Sugar Babies, like if they get the right heroes in the right draft, like Chase pointed out, they give them the right heroes, the right draft, and they get to play their game. It's going to be very hard to stop them. So I think they might win one game, but I think we're still going to take it overall 2-1. And grand finals, I think it's like I think I agree with Chase as well. It's going to be either a 3-2 or a 3-0. Whoever wins this, either one team's going to crumble and choke, and it's going to be a 3-0, or both teams are going to keep strong, keep the mental game up, and they're going to be a 3-2. Whoever wins, I have my team winning, obviously, but it could go this game and this game could go either way. That's my predictions, right? And does anyone else have anything else they want to add or say before we conclude?
I just want to say, I like how confident everyone is and they believe in their team. Everyone put their team first to win, despite upper bracket or lower bracket. That's cool.
Did everyone? I think Treppy
except Treppy.
Treppy does not.
Oh, Treppy then. Treppy, bro, come on, man, step it up.
I need that underdog buff in the finals.
He's trying to avoid the curse of being.
I see.
I just like to say that I am the coach of Team Heiki's carry player, so I know his habits. So I hope he has something planned.
Don't you hope he doesn't have something planned? Since it's better for you guys, he has nothing planned.
I mean, like to trip me up. I mean, it'd be fun to play against him. I think.
No, if he has nothing planned and he does random shit, you're screwed, right? You can't predict him then.
I guess.
That's the Slayer factor. He's equalizer for a reason. We have this meme. This meme for a reason. Let me find it. Scroll up a bit. There we go. We have this for a reason after all. He has shown that he can be, like, sometimes he can play well and above his rank. Like, as he solo killed Bien, he solo killed Glenn, he solo killed Desire on mid. But he's playing carry, but I think he can still pull out those kind of performances, so we'll see how it goes.
He killed Larks in lane.
He killed That is true. He did have Lark's number in the last series as well.
No, I remember this guy when we played in the Wildcard League. It was against Glenn Invoker, which he plays a lot, and then Slayer just plays Magnus, and he just kills my mid lane 2 times in a row, bro. And Glenn did not say one word the whole game. Like, we still won the game, but Glenn did not say like a single thing, man. Like,
Oh,
he
damn.
was just like shocked. It was kind of insane.
Yeah, so it happens to people. Plutoski factor is very real sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, Slayer, you gotta forget everything you learned when you play chess, and start from scratch. You have no idea what you're gonna do. That's the strat.
Right, think if no one has anything else, we can wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for coming on, and hope all of you have a good time playing the league. Hope all of you you're able to play your best for the playoffs, and hopefully your team will be happy with what happens. Hopefully. Right. Thanks everyone for
I'm gonna
joining us.
pull
This
that
is Lion
jungle
League
Venomancer.
signing out. Yeah, what do you say, Aozenith? Sorry.
I'm mumbling. You're all good.
Guys, thank you for joining up. Bye bye.